Welcome back. Let's do question 11D, the last part of question 11. The equation f of x minus k plus 3 is equal to 0. Here's three real roots. What are the possible values of k? So what do we do here? We have to isolate our function. We have to isolate our f of x. We must have this equation in the form f of x is equal to. So now we have f of x is equal to, okay, transpose negative k becomes positive k, transpose positive 3, they becomes negative 3. Okay, so f of x is equal to k minus 3. Right, the equation, now I'm going to read this one instead of the one that we're given. The equation f of x is equal to k minus 3. Here's three real roots. What are the possible values of x? What is the meaning of that? So if f of x is equal to another function and then they have three real roots, it means therefore this function must be between this point and this point. It must be between these 2 points. Okay, I can draw any horizontal line here. You see, if I draw this line here, how many roots do we have? 1, 2, 3. I can draw another one here. 1, 2, 3. You see that? So now we're saying that this function k minus 3 must be between this point and this point. So it means we need to get the coordinates of what? Of these turning points here. We need to get the coordinates, both x and y coordinates. And then we're going to use the y coordinates because we need the x coordinates to find the y coordinates. And then to answer this question, we need the y coordinates. We are saying k minus 3 must be between this point and this point. But let's say if they said the equation f of x is equal to k minus 3, here's one real root. What are the possible values of what? Of k? If they said one real root, then we will know that this function k minus 3 must be above this point. Let me use a star now. Must be above this point like this. You see, that is one root there. Or below this point. Okay. Or below this point, which is one root there. You see that? Okay. Right. But the other things maybe we'll discuss when we do the other packs. Okay. But now let's concentrate on this one. So now, let's go back to our question. We say that the equation of f of x minus k plus 3 is equal to 0. Yes, three real roots. What are the possible values of k? We said we need to get the coordinates of the turning points. What are the coordinates of the turning points here? What do we do? How do you get the coordinates of the turning points? We need to differentiate. And then after differentiating, we'll get the x coordinates of the turning points. And then we substitute those x coordinates into what? Into the function. And some of things we have done them already. So we had our function f of x is equal to negative x cubed plus 5x squared minus 3x minus 9. Remember, d is 9. We got that in the previous questions. And then the derivative also derived. F prime x is equal to negative 3x squared plus 10x minus 3. Okay, so this is the derivative. At the turning point, this derivative is equal to 0. So we solve for x. So 0 is equal to negative 3x squared plus 10x minus 3. Okay, and then let's just divide everything by negative 1 so that we have positive coefficient of x squared. So 0 is equal to 3x squared negative 10x plus 3. And then we can factorize here. Okay, 3x squared times 3 is positive 9x squared. We look for the factors of 9 that can give us negative 10. That would be negative 9x minus x. So now you can use your own method of factorization, or you can even use the quadratic formula, still okay. Right, so here I'll factorize because I can factorize here. Okay, if it's giving you problems, you can use the quadratic formula or use your own method that you used for factorization. And then it's going to be 0 is equal to 3x squared minus 9x minus x plus 3. Then 0 is equal to 3x, then x minus 3. Then negative 1 here, x minus 3, right? Then 0 is equal to 3x minus 1, and then x minus 3. Please use your own method and get these answers. So it means, therefore, 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to 1 over 3, or x is equal to 3. See that? Okay, we must get the same answers here. Our x values should be 1 over 3, or x is equal to 3. Okay, now how do we find then the y coordinates of the turning points? We substitute the x values into the function here. So if x is equal to 1 over 3, so it means f of 1 over 3 is going to be negative 1 over 3 cubed plus 5 1 over 3 squared minus 3 times 1 over 3 minus 9. Okay, and then we get that f of 1 over 3 is equal to negative 256 over 27. Right, and then, oh, this is confirming our answer. This is confirming that we are right, because you see, this is the x value there, which is 3. Okay, and then already we are given that y should be 0. So if you substitute f of 3, which is going to be negative 3 cubed plus 5, 3 squared minus 3, 3 minus 9 must give you 0. Okay, because it's given there. If x is 3, y is 0. You see that? So now it means our minimum point, turning point, our turning point there is going to be, where is it? Okay, it's going to be negative 256 over 27, and then here is 0. You see that? That is our turning point there. Okay, right. And then now, what do we do with this? What do we do with this? Right, so we're saying, we said here, f of x, we've isolated f of x is equal to k plus k minus 3. K minus 3. So it means our k minus 3 for this function, for this equation, to have 3 real roots, then this k minus 3 must be between 0 and negative 256 over 27. Okay, so that's an interval between this point and this point. So we just write that interval, our k minus 3 is here, and then it's going to be greater than negative 256 over 27, but less than 0. Okay, you see that? And then we solve for k. We know how to solve inequalities. Okay, we know how to solve inequalities. And then it becomes negative 256 over 27. Then we add 3 everywhere so that we isolate k. You will remain with k. We're going to add 3 because k minus 3 plus 3 is going to be 0. We will remain with k. So we're going to add 3 here, and then k minus 3 plus 3. We're adding 3 there, and then 0 plus 3. You see that we're adding 3 everywhere. Okay, and then what we get after that, we'll get negative 175 over 27 less than k less than 3. That's the solution that we're supposed to have there. Okay, right. So we do interpret this type of question differently, But I really hope that maybe if we get these different ways of interpreting this concept, it will assist you a lot. Okay, thank you very much. We're going to meet when we do question 12.